this video, I'm going to go over patching that I did for the whole Moog Sound Studio. I just used this patch on a video I put out called Ambient number 2. I'll put a link up in the corner. I'm going to make this into a PDF form and put it on my Patreon page. So if you're interested in patches like this, as I make them, I'm going to be uploading them into an ebook that I'm going to update regularly. So if you want to support the channel and you like getting patches like this, then just head on over to Patreon. It's in the description below. But for today, I want to just kind of go through what I did and especially what's going on in the patch bay. I'll start by going through each of the instrument settings and just explain to you a little bit what's going on there. All right, so let's start off with the DFAM. These are the settings that I had going on. I synced the whole thing up through the mother, so that's going from the assign output into the advanced clock of the DFAM, and then from the trigger out of the DFAM into the Subharmonicon. Something that you will notice too is that on the track I had some effects going on, a little bit of reverb, and I'll show you those settings in a minute. So there's just some things happening there that you might not see here. So right now I just want to start off by playing you just the DFAM, totally dry, no effects. All right. I should note that while I'm playing it, the knob that I mostly play around with is the filter envelope amount. And if you hear, as things build up, I don't do much of anything else with any of the other knobs while the performance is going. That's the main knob. I played a little bit with cutoff and VCA decay. But so as far as the patch bay, the velocity is plugged into the VCA decay. So as these go up, especially with the bass sounds, the kick sounds, that's increasing the VCA decay. I've got the pitch going into the noise level, almost like hi-hat or snare sounds when the pitch is up. The envelope for the filter is also plugged into the VCF mod. So what that means is that as I'm turning this up, that the cutoff is actually opening up a little bit. It allows that the noise level from the pitch to really ring out. But there's another thing here that I want to highlight that's really kind of cool. The LFO from the mother modulating the filter decay. And when we get down to the mother, I'm going to explain some patching that I have going on there too that actually makes it really, really, really cool. But the LFO from the mother is kind of making this go up and down. And I have some ways that are making it happen a little bit arrhythmically and randomly. So that's kind of makes it so that the DFAM has a varied beat and that just one time through, every time through, it's going to sound slightly different. With that said, I'm going to play it one more time. All right, let's move on down to the mother. Let me just start off by playing the mother without any effects going on at all so you can hear what it sounds like. So those were the main knobs that I played with. I played with resonance a little bit, K, envelope. I used VCF mod amount. It was set on envelope so that you're hearing the envelope re-trigger every time a note's played. I use this, increase this to kind of get it more plunky sounding, and then this more dull sounding. And I open the cutoff as needed. So So that's how I played it. It's a 16-step sequence, all in the key of C major. So what's going on for modulation here is I'm actually not really modulating anything from the Mother sound. The only thing that's happening is the LFO rate I have going from one of the sequences in the Subharmonicon into the LFO rate. And if you keep an eye on this, right now it's going at a steady rate because nothing's playing. But the second I kick it on, it's going to go a few beats like this, and then it's going to get really fluttery. So it's going fast and slow. And it goes fast again and slow. And so because I'm spitting, I mean, that in and of itself is going to, that's affecting the pulse width. So that does kind of create a little bit of movement in the sound of the Mother. But it's also going out into the VCF decay of the DFAM. So that's where what I was talking about earlier, of it just creates this kind of movement and some variation every single time it goes through. You never know which steps it's going to hit on. And sometimes it's really quick and it hits on a few steps, and sometimes it's really slow. So it just kind of adds some nice variety to that. But that's what's going on with the Mother. All right, let's switch to the Subharmonicon. These are the settings that I have going on. So let's go into the patching. The blue wire is coming out of the trigger from the DFAM into the clock. I have sequence number 2 going into the LFO rate of the Mother, as I was explaining earlier. Sequence number 1 is changing the pulse width of VCO2. The filter envelope is changing the pulse width of VCO1. So let me play it through for you without any effects so you can hear what it's like dry. So, and here too as well, I set it up so that while the sequence was going, pretty much the only knob that I really played with was this VCF envelope amount. With the cutoff so low, when it's lowered down to 0, you're basically just hearing the almost like a pad, and then as you increase it, that's when you're hearing those punches that are more like stabs. So let's hear the difference. So that's just with nothing going on. I think I might have hit one of the tuner knobs. There you go. And that's what's going on with the Subharmonicon. So let me just play it one time through, and you can hear what it sounds like with no effects at all going through it. That. I'm going to make a PDF document of these and upload it to my Patreon page. If you haven't checked that out yet, the link is in the description. I've got a DFAM patch book up there already, and I'm going to be updating these patch books and notes regularly. It's still in its early stages. PDFs are really a way for me to express my gratitude for your support of the channel. So go check it out. I've got some other like music related content up there too. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I'll see you next time.